Good morning, ladies. It is the morning of day 5 of NaNoWriMo, and I have been making all of my word count so far, I think. I actually found out yesterday that my word processing program takes word count differently somehow. I don't know how it happens because you would think that words are words, and so all word counts would just be like, word counts, but apparently not. My computer's, my word processing program, which is OpenOffice, which is just like the crappy free one that you get online. Anyway, it is like overestimating my word count like 100 words every time. So, but it's okay because I've been going over every time. Now that kind of stresses me out a little bit because I wasn't quite as far ahead as I thought I was. I had a really hard time the other day. I was writing a scene where I have this thing where when I'm writing, I'm picturing my characters and my story happening like a movie in my head. And so there's, I can see what's going on, so I will miss all of this kinds of detail about scenery type things, or I don't know, I'm missing a lot of detail, and that's making my word count go down, as well as the fact that I'm working so heavily in dialogue is making my word count go down. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to fit more description in. So I was writing this part where she's alone at her apartment, and it was so difficult for me because there wasn't anyone else there for her to talk to, so she wasn't talking, and she was just doing stuff, but it wasn't filler stuff. It had a bearing, whatever. Anyway, today is going to be very, very hard because up until this point I've always had an idea of what I was writing, and now I just don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's happening next. I just roar. So I'm going to read you an excerpt. I'm not promising that it's very interesting or very good or anything, but here you go. Okay, this is from the scene where my main character Alicia has walked into this bathroom and walked in on two characters, Sunshine and Grace, that are just sitting in there talking about Alicia. So, and Sunshine is left at this point. So it's just Grace and Alicia who are just barely meeting each other, talking in a bathroom. No problem, really. You'll find that there are very few boundaries in this business. I mean, airplanes are so small. I wanted to ask what this had to do with boundaries, but as much as the blonde was one of those people who like to talk to you while you're peeing, I'm not one of those people who likes to hold my end of the conversation while peeing. I'm Grace, by the way, but never call me Grace. Call me AC. I mean, do I seem like a Grace to you? I opened the stall door and walked over to the sink next to Grace. She plopped herself down on the counter. I'm serious. Do I look like a Grace to you? I looked up at her. Grace had long blonde hair that any ugly 15-year-old would die for, and big gray eyes to match. She was tall, to make it an understatement, and her heels were not the bulk of it. Her long legs were clad in tan pantyhose, and surprisingly she'd managed to achieve a tan to match it. What I would assume was usually unbearably white skin was covered in a light brown tan, not even a speck of orange to give away the tan's fake-bake origins. As I surveyed her, I thought to myself, yes, you do look like a Grace. No, you don't look like a Grace, I replied. She smiled back at me, not a genuine smile, but a kind of sad, mischievous smile. That's a bleepin' lie, she said, her smile growing, and I laughed. She sat back a bit more, crossing her arms and legs, and surveyed me as I continued to laugh. You know what? I like you, she said bluntly. I smiled. Thank you. You're not so bad either, AC. So I'll update you guys again sometime, maybe, soon. And let you know how it's going. Right now I know that I'm at 7,101 words. Go nanoing. I think that's pretty good for my first year. Yeah. Alright, I'll see you guys again most definitely on Saturday, where I will try not to talk about nano very much.